Breaking news, in a completely surprising turn of events, the United States government has broken yet another treaty with indigenous people in 2023. On Thursday, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled against Navajo Nation in our case for water rights in a vote 5-4. Navajo Nation has been fighting a water crisis for decades. There are multiple contributing factors to our water crisis, one issue being the U.S. intentionally leaving us out of the Colorado River Compact of 1922. This was a meeting in which 7 southwestern states divided up access to the Colorado River. Navajo Nation is roughly the size of West Virginia, and we have relied on the Colorado River since before Europeans even set foot on this soil. After that, in the 1950s, the U.S. government proceeded to poison what little fresh water we do have on tribal lands via uranium mining for the Cold War. Over 500 of these mines needed by the U.S. government to make atomic weapons were then left open to seep radiation and poison our entire nation and people. In 1979, the dam at one of these uranium mines that federal officials knew was faulty broke. This then released 1,100 tons of radioactive debris and 95 million gallons of wastewater into the Puerco River. We relied on this river for our livestock and for our crops. This skyrocketed the rates of cancer and organ failure all throughout Navajo Nation, and those rates have not come back down. Babies being born today in Navajo Nation still have elevated radiation levels. And of course, this further poisoned our water supply. We are still dealing with radiation levels. 30% of people living in Navajo Nation do not have access to clean running water. These are just a couple ways the U.S. government has directly contributed to our water crisis and then ruled against us. On a personal level, I do think it takes a very interesting type of person to restrict access to water that was never yours to begin with, from a people whose language you needed to fight in a war, poison them and their descendants when they come back from said war, pretend none of that happened, and then when we ask, hey, can you share a little bit of the water that you haven't poisoned, you just say, nah. Very telling. But anyways, if you want to see the previous video I did on the Navajo water crisis, it's pinned on my page. I also have links in my bio where you can donate to Navajo Water Project.